Okay, hi everybody. This is Tim Gillard in the CBC Counseling Office, here to run through the pre-registration information for the class of 2023, the Rising Seniors. And I'm going to share my screen here and we will be able to get right to it. Okay, so students have heard by now, all of the juniors have heard by now how to access this portal for pre-registration for next year. It is linkable through Blackboard. Just go to Blackboard, click on the link, pre-registration for class of 23 for the 2023 school year. And when you go in there, you enter your username and your regular password that you use all the time to get on your computers, guys, and you should be able to access this no problem. So juniors who are rising to senior have been through this a couple of times already. And so we don't need to really belabor a lot of these points, but we'll get through everything you need to know. Some parents obviously are hearing some of this stuff for the first time. Before we even begin, I want to always highlight the online course guide here. If you click on the online course guide, you see all kinds of information that is very helpful to pre-registration, including the deadlines for when students need to submit their selections. February 7th, it's a Monday, in a couple of weeks there. And then you see what happens after students go ahead and submit their choices. Teachers, department chairs, counselors, administrators look at this and make sure things look okay with it and give extra sets of eyes on it, but it is certainly helpful for students to be well informed on the process, pay attention as we present in advisories, use this online course guide, be an informed student who takes control of your educational experience and makes well-informed decisions with the information at hand. Okay, for any subject area in the online course guide, let's say mathematics, for instance, you can click on math, and over on the left here, you see every course in the school from the math department. You can click on any of them, and you can see the course description. You can see any prerequisites that there may be, and get to know the classes in that way. Often during the pre-registration process, students will say, what is this class like? What's that class like? Or parents too. Start with the online course guide. The course descriptions are accurate and updated all the time. You see the prerequisites on there. You see what class levels can take things. And then if you have questions from there, of course, see your counselor, ask your teachers, and we will get you the answers you need. Another helpful thing in the online course guide is course sequence diagrams. These are available for a few of the different course subject areas like social studies, science, math. If you click on math, for example, the course sequence, I know it looks like a lot when you first click on it, but if you really simplify it, you can look back to your freshman year and think, which math did I take as a freshman? Let's say you were a guy that took Honors Algebra 1. As a sophomore, you either doubled up in math and took Honors Geometry and Honors Algebra 2 Trig, or you took Honors Geometry or Geometry, or well, one of those three things. Depending on which one you took there, you followed one of these arrows. Okay, you can see now as a junior rising to senior year, look at all these arrows you guys can write on. Find yourself junior year, and then think about which of these arrows might be most appropriate for you for next year. The other umbrella to put over the entire conversation is for the core classes, there is no better person to talk to than your core subject teachers in any given subject area, okay? There we go. Talk to your teachers if you're wondering about placement for next year. If you're wondering about which class might be most appropriate for me based on what I'm doing this year, your teachers are great people to talk to on that. Of course, your counselors are too. We're very knowledgeable about all the different classes that are going on in the school. But in terms of placement, there's no one better than your classroom teacher to consult with on that front. All of this stuff that we're talking about here in this video, you can see your counselor about, of course. Email us, call us, come up and see us. We love to talk this stuff with you guys, but be an educated consumer. read up on that course guide too. Okay, so let's take it from the top and run through this. World language. Most of you guys as juniors are either not taking world language, or most of you are in second year of a world language. If you're in the first year and you're going for 2 units, which we strongly suggest for all of our students who can get there. If you're in the first year, if you're in Spanish 1 as a junior, go ahead and take Spanish 2. If you're in Spanish 2, French 2, Chinese 2 as a junior, which is pretty common, give a lot of thought to how things are going in there. Talk to your Spanish 2 teacher, French, Chinese. Talk to your world language teacher and say, what do you think about me taking a 3rd year of world language? Reasons you might want to take a 3rd year is because colleges love seeing advanced world language on your transcript. Also, if you can get through 4 years of world language, if you're in 3 now, which some of you guys are, and you can get that 4th year, which is appropriate for guys who are doing really well in Spanish, Chinese, or French 3 and are interested in learning more. If you're motivated to learn more, it's a great thing to do. You can earn that college credit, possibly get you out of having to pay for some coursework in college and have you moving along at a faster pace once you get there through the dual credit program. Okay, so that's world language. Make a choice there. I'm going to pretend I'm in French 2, so I'm going to go ahead and register for French 3. English, nothing to decide here. Your current English teacher, whether you're in AP English 3, Honors English 3, or English 3, will place you for next year in the most appropriate place. So right there, boom, you're done, senior English. Math, we looked at the map a little bit. This is a potentially convoluted or complex decision. So consult with your teachers, consult with your counselor, make a call on that. If you're in, many of you guys are in Algebra 2 or Algebra 2 Trig as juniors, go ahead and follow the arrows in the course guide to inform your decision about which to select. If you are in pre-calc this year or calc this year or advanced Algebra 2 Trig this year and you're thinking, I'm not really going to move on to either calc 2 or calc 1 for next year, I'm maybe feeling like I should go a different route. There are all kinds of electives that you can take as a senior, so you can choose 2 math electives below, and then we'll take a look at those when we get down to electives. So I'm going to pretend that's me for the purposes here. PE is a little bit misnamed here. Health is a required class. You have to take health. If you haven't taken health and you're not taking it this year, choose health. If not, choose no health. That one's simple. We're going to also talk in a few minutes about required classes. Religion. You have to take Catholic social teaching as a senior, no questions asked. But for the first time, you actually have a choice about one of your senior religion electives. You have choices between business ethics and the gospel, faith, science, and God, and these other 3 here. For any of these, this is a great place to go to the course description, read up on those, and make a decision about which one you might prefer. I am going to choose of these, I'm going to choose Beauty and the Catholic Imagination because I just read the course description for that and it seems really interesting. The reason we have Alt Religion B on here is just in case we can't get your first alternate, your first religion elective into your schedule. We're just going to go down to your Alt Religion B choice. So my second choice is Theological Foundations. You'll notice any elective that has an asterisk means it's a weighted class, an honorsy type class. You don't have to be an honor student to take those, but that means there's a prerequisite to be admitted into that class. And to figure out what the prerequisite is, go to the online course guide and read up, or ask your religion teacher. So we do ask you to fill in a religion elective top choice and then a backup plan choice, but everyone has to take Catholic social teaching. Science. You are required to earn 3 units of science credits before you graduate from CBC. For almost all you guys, you did freshman physics, sophomore chemistry. This year as juniors, you're taking bio or AP bio this year. You do not have to take senior science, but if you like science, you do well in it, it's interesting to you, go ahead and use some of your elective space to choose a science class. We'll look at that in a minute. If not, you don't have to, but science is a great elective to take for seniors to keep your academic momentum going toward the college admissions process and to show that you're a serious student looking to take, looking to choose to take heavier classes because you're academically interested and curious. Social studies, every senior has to take government, but there are half-unit government non-honors selections and also AP or honors government, which is a full unit. Choose either one. You have to be approved if you choose the AP/honors government choice. Which one you'll get is up to your current teacher in the subject area. If you're not an honors EAP this year as a junior, you might just go ahead and select senior government. Depending on which one you select here, because the honors and AP level are one full unit, senior government's just a half unit, it affects your total units, of course. Speaking of which, look down here, and you will see the total units that you have to register for. Your job is to get this number to 7 units by choosing core classes and your electives. So far I'm only at 4, so I have to go down to the electives place and make some choices. Now I remember from up here that I said I would choose 2 math electives below. And I just read all the course descriptions on those and talked to my teachers. And I think the right ones for me are Intro to Stats and Trigonometry. So I'm going to go down and choose those 2 here. Note well that there is a new option this year for seniors for next year. Called College Algebra, and that was one of the choices above in the core area, but it's a full unit College Algebra course available for dual credit as well. So I'm going to take Intro to Stats and Trigonometry, and look, the total units now is 5, on my way to 7. Okay, choose Science elective below. You know, I really liked physics as a freshman, and I want to see if I could take AP Physics. I just read in the course descriptions about the prerequisites for that, and I think it might be a good match for me, so I'm going to go ahead and register for AP Physics, and now I'm up to 6 units. What should I do with that last unit of elective space? Well, I already have my core and religion class figured out. I know I don't need health, but I'm wondering, aren't there some other classes that I'm supposed to take before I graduate? And let me see if I can find graduation requirements right here. Okay, this is where we want to be. So I'm right at the top of the online course guide, graduation requirements. Religion, 4 units. English, 4 units. Math, 3 units. But 97% of our guys get to 4 units. If you don't think you're a guy that needs to get to 4 units or has questions about that, absolutely see your counselor on that one. Social studies, 3 units. This is a big one that everybody should pay close attention to. If you're in the honors program, you've been taking honors courses since freshman year in terms of social studies, you easily get to the 3 units of social studies and don't have to be concerned with this part. If you're not in the honors classes in social studies, you likely are completing your 2nd unit at the end of junior year. So go back and think about it. What have you taken in terms of social studies? You probably did a half unit as a freshman and a half unit as a sophomore, and now you're taking a full unit as a junior of U.S. history, and you're going to have 2 units at the end of this year. You have government coming next year. If you're not taking AP or honors government, that's 2 plus a half unit of government next year, 2.5, and 3 are required. You will have to take an extra social studies elective, go to the online course guide and check for appropriate classes for that. That's an important part of pre-registration. See your counselor with any questions. Science, 3 units. We reviewed that one already. Now, here's where it gets a little more interesting on the requirements. Fine arts. You have to take 1 unit, otherwise known as 2 semesters or a year of fine arts. If you're a band guy, you completed this as a freshman. If you've taken anything related to the visual arts, like ceramics, painting, drawing, all those, if you've taken one of those, that's a half unit. If you've taken anything related to theater, acting, improv, stagecraft, all of those classes, half unit of fine arts. Or if you've taken anything related to music, guitar, piano, rock history, those are all half-unit fine arts in the music program. Vocal ensemble, band, any of those. You need a full unit in order to graduate. If you're a junior heading towards senior year and you've only taken, if you think back and you think, I've only taken drawing, and so I'm going to use one of my half units left of my electives to choose another fine art to make sure I graduate. Personal finance, similarly, everyone ask yourself, all juniors ask yourself, have I taken personal finance? Am I taking it now? If so, don't worry about it. If not, absolutely use your other half unit to register for personal finance for next year. Note to all, your counselor will look at your choices and compare it to your transcript, and we will see, we count up all of these required classes and make sure you're on pace to graduate. But help us out on that front. You should be aware of those things that you need to graduate. We've reviewed it many times with you guys over the years. And so register for the classes you need to graduate with particular vigilance about that social studies 3 units too. PE, so PE, not health, PE, you have to take 1 unit. That's 2 seasons of sports or 1 season of sports plus PE or intro to weight training here at school, or 2 semesters of weight training or 2 semesters of PE. So 1 unit means that full year, 2 semester. Make sure you have, if you played, you know, as a freshman, if you did soccer and track, you're fine, you're done. 2 seasons or 2 classes. Health, we talked about that one already. You have to take health. And then electives, you don't worry about this 5.5 thing, because as long as you get to a total of a minimum of 26 units, you qualify for graduation, and that just kind of happens organically as you go through. So back to this. I remembered that I've only taken drawing as a sophomore, so I need another fine art to qualify for graduation, and I am going to choose, how about piano? I took lessons when I was a kid. I forgot a lot of what I learned, and I really want to become competent in piano before I graduate, and it'll help me satisfy a graduation requirement. And then personal finance I haven't taken yet, so I'm going to go ahead and register for that. Now look, 7 units, that's our goal, but we're not done because we have to do backup electives. This is a very easy concept to understand. It's very important. You cannot submit your choices here, still grayed out. You can't submit until you fill out all 5 of these alternate electives. These are, in case we can't fit any of these into your schedule, we come right down to this list and we do these in order. You have to fill in all 5, and the order matters here. Up here, it doesn't matter. If I put AP Physics at the top, followed by Personal Finance, followed by Trig, it doesn't matter. We try to get you all these fitting into your schedule. But as soon as piano doesn't fit, maybe piano butts up against AP Government, so we can't get you into piano. So we come down here to the alternate electives and we look at your backup plan. And very important note, any class that you register for on your backup electives should be a class that you'll be happy to have on your schedule. We do not respond to students who just say, yeah, I didn't want that class anyway in the fall when you get your schedules. Only choose classes, engineering design, that sounds interesting. Only choose classes that you will be happy to see on your schedule, okay? So I'm just filling in with my other 5 choices. Space science, another science elective. So now looking down here, I have 7 units and I have all 5 of my alternate electives completed, and now I can submit my choices because it's no longer grayed out. You have to do this by February 7th. See your counselor, talk to your teachers, read the online course guide, ask questions, become informed. And I'm really talking to the students on that. Parents, of course, we welcome your questions on this. Absolutely, always. But we really want the students to take control of their educational experience and be informed and use the resources here at school to really get the most out of the CBC education that you possibly can. Thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to everyone submitting by February 7th. If you forget any of the relevant dates, go right to that online course guide, and they're right there on the homepage. Thank you very much.